White passenger refuses to sit with black twins. What the pilot did stun the airline. The morning sun streamed through the tall windows of Denver International Airport as 10-year-old twins Maya and Sam clutched their boarding passes with excitement. Their matching backpacks bounced as they hurried alongside their mother, Rose, toward Gate B-12. This was their first solo flight to visit Grandma Betty in Atlanta, and nervous butterflies danced in their stomachs. Maya adjusted her purple headband while Sam double-checked his pocket for the 100th time, making sure his lucky marble was still there. Rose knelt down, smoothing their jackets and reminding them to be polite to everyone on the plane. The gate area buzzed with travelers, announcements echoing overhead as Flight 247 prepared for boarding. "Welcome aboard, sweethearts," flight attendant Lisa smiled warmly as the twins found their assigned seats, 12A and 12B. They settled in, Maya by the window pointing out planes on the tarmac to Sam, who was already organizing his coloring books. Their chatter filled the small space with innocent joy until a sharp voice cut through their happiness. "Excuse me, there must be some mistake." A middle-aged white woman with perfectly styled blonde hair stood in the aisle, her designer purse clutched tightly. "I specifically requested not to sit near certain people. I paid good money for this seat, and I refuse to sit here." Lisa's smile faltered as she checked her tablet. "Ma'am, I'm Karen Wilson, and this is completely unacceptable. I demand you move these children immediately." Karen's voice grew louder, attracting stares from nearby passengers. Maya's excitement crumbled as she understood the woman's meaning, her small hand finding Sam's under the armrest. "Ma'am, all passengers have assigned seats, and we cannot accommodate such requests," Lisa explained professionally, though her jaw tightened. "These children have done nothing wrong." Karen scoffed, tossing her hair dramatically. "I don't care what you say. I'm not sitting next to them, period. Get me another seat, or I'm calling corporate." Other passengers began whispering, some pulling out phones to record. An elderly man in 12D shook his head disapprovingly at Karen, while a young mother across the aisle pulled her own children closer, unsure what to think. Sam's eyes filled with tears as he whispered to Maya, "Did we do something bad?" The twins had never experienced such blatant hatred before, and confusion mixed with hurt on their young faces. Two security officers approached, their radios crackling softly. Karen became even more animated, gesturing wildly and raising her voice to near-shouting levels. "This is discrimination against me. I have rights too. I shouldn't have to tolerate this." Lisa tried reasoning with her again, offering to find Karen a different seat if any became available, but the plane was completely full. Meanwhile, Maya stared out the window, trying to hide her tears, while Sam clutched his marble so tightly his knuckles turned white. The security officers spoke quietly with Karen, but she refused to calm down, demanding to speak with the manager. Other passengers were growing restless, some checking their watches and muttering about delays. A businessman in first class actually stood up, craning his neck to see what was causing the commotion. The entire plane was now focused on the unfolding drama in row 12. Suddenly, a calm, authoritative voice came over the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Rodriguez speaking. We have a special situation on board today that requires my personal attention. Please remain seated while I address this matter." Murmurs rippled through the cabin as passengers exchanged curious glances. Captain Rodriguez emerged from the cockpit, his uniform crisp and commanding, silver at his temples giving him a distinguished appearance. He walked purposefully down the aisle, his dark eyes taking in the scene. Karen immediately brightened, assuming he would side with her complaints. Finally, someone with authority. "Captain, I'm sure you understand my position here." But Rodriguez's expression remained unreadable as he studied the situation, his gaze moving from Karen to the frightened twins, then to Lisa, who looked relieved that help had arrived. The entire plane fell silent, waiting, Captain Rodriguez cleared his throat and spoke in a voice that carried throughout the cabin. Ma'am, I need you to understand something very important. 30 years ago, I was a young boy from Mexico whose family faced the same ignorant treatment you're showing these children today. People refused to sit near us, spoke to us like we were less than human, and tried to make us feel ashamed of who we were. His voice grew stronger, more passionate. But today, I'm the captain of this aircraft, responsible for every single person on board, regardless of their color, background, or beliefs. These children, he gestured toward Maya and Sam, have every right to be here, and they deserve respect, not hatred. Karen's face flushed red as she realized this wasn't going her way. Now, ma'am, you have two choices. You can take your seat quietly and treat these children with the dignity they deserve, or you can leave my aircraft immediately. Security will escort you off, and you'll be placed on the airline's no-fly list. The cabin erupted in spontaneous applause as Karen's mouth fell open in shock. She looked around desperately for support, but found only disapproving faces staring back at her. The elderly man in Shardy started clapping loudly, followed by the young mother across the aisle, and soon the entire plane was showing their approval of the captain's stance. Karen grabbed her purse and stormed toward the exit, muttering angrily under her breath. As security escorted her off the plane, Captain Rodriguez knelt beside the twins' seats. Maya and Sam, right? I heard you're visiting your grandmother. That sounds like a wonderful adventure. His kind smile melted their fear as he continued, would you like to visit the cockpit after we reach cruising altitude? I think you'd make excellent co-pilots. The twins' faces lit up with pure joy, their earlier trauma already beginning to heal. Lisa wiped away a tear as she watched the captain's gentle interaction with the children, knowing she had witnessed something truly special.